Hello Wanderers, welcome back to another Crusader Kings 3 roleplay episode following Clan Stjarna, and as you can see here, we have our hero Styrkarsson on the screen along with his younger brother Vigfús. Now why is Vigfús here, you ask? That is because we have big plans for our younger brother. Plans which you will have to wait till the end of the episode to discover, so make sure to stick around for that. But we do have important matters to attend to first, and that is to do with our newly conquered Duchy of Aragon here. We recently took that from Al-Sark in the last episode in that Holy War, and now we have to deal with some of the things here. As you can see, a bit of this land was already granted to our good servant Skjolder, who is now the Prince Bishop of Alcanis. Even though Skjolder is not a particularly spiritual man, he understands the politics of the church very well, and he is very skilled and very well learned, so he was granted this land. A little bit of influence on our part, maybe making that go a little bit easier, greasing the wheels, as you will. But we still do have a few other pieces of land to take care of. We can't control all of this ourselves. We are going to keep Irún, Pamplona, Alto Aragon, and Zaragoza to keep an unbroken chain of land here. Zaragoza being the most prime of all the new land that we have conquered, so we shall be sure to make good use of that. But we have a few bits of territory to give out: Calatayud, Albarracin, and Frega. We're going to give those to our noble warriors. We could give some to Vigfús, but as I said, we have plans for him which do not involve giving him lands here in the east of Spain. We will be giving some land to our able servant Sverker. Sverker is a powerful warrior. He killed Wali Abu by ripping his heart out, and he killed Sheikh Bernard by ripping his head off. Those are two of his most notable kills. He is a Varangian, he is a berserker, he is wrathful, vengeful, impatient, but also compassionate. So there is some good to this man. He is a Satru, so he still does worship the Norse gods. Not something that we would necessarily look to for somebody who is one of our direct servants, especially a landed one. So we will make a deal with him. We will give you, Sverker, the county of Calatayud, if you will consider ruling it in the name of the good Lord God. So we shall see how he considers that proposal. We do need to give out these other two pieces of land, though, and our top two warriors who do not currently hold land are Kolik and Mandak. Kolik is greedy, gregarious, arrogant. Already sounds like a bit of a noble himself. He is of House Iagani. He is a good Catholic man. We will grant you the county of Albarracin. And for our other county, we shall give that to Mandak, who is gregarious, patient, and humble, and a holy warrior fighting in the name of God. Strong warrior as well, and he is young, so he will most likely have some children to carry on his legacy. We will give you Frega. So that hands out all of the land that we need to give out. We will be keeping the rest, as I mentioned. We do need to consider getting some county control. Obviously, there is not a lot of control in these counties, these newly captured territories. So we will have our Marshal, Count Sverker, take care of that. There are a few things we need to do before we get time rolling, and number one of those is finding a French teacher for our children. Obviously, this is something our wife would be doing when we are dealing with more important matters. So who do we have here? Erard and Julien. Erard is ambitious, gregarious, but lazy. Mastermind philosopher and an administrator. This guy's good. He speaks French, Finnic, and Norse. And then we have Julien, who is compassionate, just, but gluttonous. An astute intellectual, so he is pretty good as well. But he only speaks French and Finnic. I think that this man, Erard, he seems like he might be worth the money. He's a little bit more expensive, but he does have quite the resume to come along with him. So we are going to appoint him as our court tutor, and we will have him teach our children French, the language of our liege, which will obviously be very important. So you can study French, and you can study French as well. There we go. So that is all taken care of. We can ransom a prisoner. I believe that we will. That was just nobody of really any particular importance here. I took a look at this character before. He is mostly, essentially, just a low-born noble, really. And then we have these two women, Aragante Hayunid and Isabella Ramirez. Nobody particularly important. They don't really seem like we have any reason to keep them in prison. I do believe we will exchange them for these wee cooks. We don't see any reason to keep these women imprisoned here. Our younger daughter does need a teacher, and we will have our wife take care of that. And as some people pointed out, our son is doing an intrigue education when we are not an intrigue-focused person. We will switch that over to Marshall. I'm glad I remembered that. And last thing we do before we start time is we will be creating the Duchy of Aragon in order to have two duchies in which we can gift our children. Styrkarthi and Sumarlithi, our two sons, will each gain a duchy upon our passing. So, we are ready to start time and deal with this situation, the war in West Francia. Now, we gave our word that we would assist in this war. That was part of our alliance, part of this betrothal alliance. But they gave their word too. We led a holy war to take back the land from these invaders here. I mean, you could probably argue that we're the invaders, but from our perspective, they're the invaders. And we led a holy war for the glory of God, and the French said they would join us. We saw no French troops. So, we later discovered that there was a rebellion. Indeed, there was a rebellion in their lands, but it's a small rebellion, 400 men, and 3,000 with the French allies, 3,000 men. They could not send us any troops to assist us in our war, even a token force. We do not look kindly upon that. We will raise our armies. We will join the French in their war, but we will not have our daughter marry a French king who would not hold true to his word, who can't manage his kingdom well enough to deal with this small rebellion and join us for the glory of God. I don't think we would look kindly upon this. I don't think we can have our daughter marry this man. But we will hold true to our word, and we will join him in this war. So, let us raise our troops and let us send them there. Sverker he needs coin apparently, but the sheer cost of refurbishing temples, proselytizing, if we were willing to help him pay, I think we can afford this expense here, having him convert to Catholicism. He can build some churches in his land. That is fine by me. We're going to go with the Peacemaker trait here, and we shall continue down this tree to get the Galleon trait. That is something we've been looking for a while. The finer points of diplomacy. Today my son Stjarkarthi was taught a lesson in vassal management by Erard. It was quite a complicated course and necessary, but perhaps a bit beyond Stjarkarthi's grasp. I must let things take their time, Stjarkarthi says. Only by being patient and letting my subjects work at their own pace may I rule wisely. Stjarkarthi seems unaware that some subjects would willfully waste his time. I think we would see being patient as a good trait in this case. We are not necessarily particularly patient, but I think we would value this as a virtue. So we will allow our son to become patient. So here we are raising our armies, and we will send them to France to finish out this war. There we go, and they march ever onward. Valentif is sick. As Valentif trudges up the stable, dragging his legs and hanging his head, there can be no doubt the stallion is sick. The stable master assures me that there is a cure to be found for what ails him, but it comes at a hefty price. No price is too steep for my beloved Valentif. Indeed. Indeed that is so. So as we send our troops into France here, I do want to let you guys know that we have introduced memberships for the channel. Now, if you are interested in having a few very small perks and supporting the channel, you should definitely take a look at that down below. There will be a link just below the video players that you can go and check out. We do have 2 tiers, and both of those tiers will get you a special role in the Discord, a few extra perks that you can check out and maybe on the screen now. And if you choose to support at the council member perk, you will get access to a very special channel in the Discord where I may potentially be leaving some spoilers for future things going on in the Stray Kingdom. So make sure to look into that and join us if you so choose. Join us here as well in this battle here as we are about to engage this rebellious French army and show them how powerful our Nordvina warriors are. We are in no doubt going to crush the enemy here. As you can see, Sverker is leading the battle. The enemy completely destroyed. Count Nabtico destroyed the enemy there. He slew... Who was it here? Let us see. Gilles de Montague was slain by Count Nabtico. Gerard was slain by Vigfus, our brother. And Baron Bernard of Bray was slain by Count Gretier. So, our warriors proving themselves in battle. No injuries, nothing among our own army. Just as we expect it to be. So there we go, we crushed the French, the rebellious French army, and it looks like the French are going to continue their siege, and they shall, no doubt, finish this civil war, which apparently was too much for them to handle, along with the Holy War to the south. A sudden shock. I have ridden, taken aim, and struck so many times that I thought nothing could upset my rhythm. As I take yet another gallop down the practice range, a commotion I cannot see fully makes my horse rear up. For an instant, momentum keeps me pinned to the back of my horse as it starts shaking. Then, as if time is flowing slow, I can feel myself becoming dislodged. What shall we do here? I dive for stable ground, better safe than sorry, or we can attempt to calm our horse. Well, this is our horse. This is Valentif, and we are an expert rider. We shall do our best to manage that. I can feel myself being thrown left and right, but no motion can make me loosen my grasp on the reins in the saddle. My commands eventually soothe the horse, and the animal is soon back to stomping eagerly on hard-packed ground, as stable as ever. Such a forceful beast. As you can see, we are an experienced rider. Excellent. And we shall gain 100 experience towards our martial lifestyle. There we go. The hustle and bustle is palpable among the traveling merchant stalls. The temporary shacks are stacked to the rafters and contain all manner of knickknacks. These pieces are positively radiant and would make a lovely gift. As Duchess Oneka and I walk by one of the merchants peddling jewelry, she hesitates slightly as she leans in for a closer look. Perhaps one of these would brighten the day for my sweetest wife. Oh, we do not have enough money to spare for this. I'm afraid, my beautiful wife. Coin is becoming hard to come by here. Indeed, I think the gift of our company is bright enough. We do need to manage our purse strings a little bit here. We can't simply spend money on everything. There we go. Looks like the war is done. We shall start moving our troops back, send them on their way home as the rebellion here is suitably quashed. And our wife is pregnant. The enemy here is defeated as we expected. We will disband our troops, and that will be us done with the King of France. We have had enough of kings of France. We kidnap the King of France's wife. That's what we do. That's what our family does. We do not give them wives. We take them. So, keep an eye out here, Adele, Carling, Amelia. In any case, our troops return home. We are done with the King of France. The King of Sardinia proved himself to be a much better ally despite his timid demeanor. We captured a mayor. Well, will you pay for your release? You will not, but we could gain a weak hook on you, so we will accept that. Wow. What can we do here? We can raise a runestone, something that I think we would like to do. That's going to cost us some money, but we did just recently defeat 2 enemies here, and one of them was Malik Murad ibn Jalil of Al-Sark. We'll raise a runestone to our victory over the Malik, and obviously placing it in Zaragoza will be a good way to show our new subjects that we are powerful Nordvina warriors, and our authority is not to be questioned. So there we go. That is what it is. Very well. He accepts the conditions of our release, and we do need to find a new marriage for our daughter here. What would be a good option? Bertrand de Vasconia, son of Duke Anso. Are you in line to inherit anything? The County of Cominges could be an option. Who are you? Count Archibald of Bray, a duke, the Duke of Holland. I mean, let's take a look here at Duke Anso. He is an interesting man. He is not a good man, but he is a brave warrior. He killed Thane Alifonso, Gilbert, Duke Joan, and Stefano di Milano. There are dark rumors about him. I wonder here if you have any children that could do with the betrothal. Doesn't look like it. The Duchy of Armagnac, no, her children are too young. And what about the Duchy of Toulouse? You have a sibling here. He is already married. It does seem like our best option may be to get a marriage here with Bertrand de Vasconia and get an alliance with Duke Anso, I think that this could be something that we would be interested in, securing our northern border here. Despite Duke Anso's rumors, the bad rumors about him, I think that we would still wish to secure that. And we don't know for sure that he has done anything wrong. He might not be a good man, but he is a warrior. He does serve on the council with us, and I think we can appreciate that. And having this alliance in the realm will no doubt prove very important to us in the future. We can petition our liege, but I don't think we want to do that just yet. As I make my way to the stable, I'm greeted by the happy neighs of Valentif. He seems eager to stretch his legs in the beautiful weather, and I can do nothing but agree. We could practice. That would give us some extra prowess, but we would gain stress. I think after all these wars are done, that we can take the time to just enjoy a ride on our horse. Can we not? I think that should be fine. We are disturbingly low on money. I am not keen on that. Would he give us coin? He would not, but he may. How much would he give us? 100 coin. We could really use that. I am tempted to switch over to swaying the Pope once we have finished this last sway on our brother here. I'm going to speed up time here. We do have plans in the work. We have things that we need to take care of, but in order to do that, we need to set some things up. We have another son. What shall we name him? Eniko, Anso, Asnar, Fortune? After an ancestor. Let us see here. What is a good name for you? Asnar, I think. What was the name of our... Indeed, that is the name of his grandfather, King Asnar. I think that would be a good name. Spouse, claim of convenience. My wife, Duchess Oneka, eagerly brings a woman before me. My Jarl, allow me to introduce to you Munia, claimant to the county of Benevente. Munia bows before me. It is an honor, my lady. Sadly, Benevente will likely remain outside my grasp. We could potentially assist her with that. Pushing a claim here in Asturias, though? In the middle of Asturias? If she had a claim on Vizcaya or Soria, I would definitely be more tempted. But this far out piece of land here in the middle of nowhere, essentially, I'm not too keen to join in on something like that. Well, Duke Anso of Gascon died in his sleep, and that leaves his son, Duke Pierre of Gascon, in charge. Can we negotiate an alliance with him? He would accept an alliance. He is a bit of a better man, ambitious, paranoid, chaste. Not a great man, but he doesn't have the dark rumors that his father did. So I think we can negotiate an alliance here. And now our daughter is married to a count, which is, could be, it's not a king, but we cannot trust the French kings. We just cannot trust these French kings. That seems obvious to me. And Duke Pierre does accept our offer of an alliance. Who is going to take over the role of spymaster for our liege? Mayor Ermin Sense. Interesting woman. Hunchback, poet, vengeful, generous, trusting. Interesting trait for a spymaster. We'll see how good of a job she does. Good. Our brother has been swayed. He likes us quite a bit. That will be useful in our plans. But what will be more useful is gold. We need gold. We need to sway the Pope over to our side. We do not have a huge chance of doing so, but there is a chance. So let us continue to do that while we continue to take care of other things. You may be wondering why I am not petitioning our liege here. Well, that is because it is going to cost us prestige. And I do need to save up my prestige. That is part of what you'll come to see is our future plans. So yeah, we are just going to let time flow. We are hopefully going to sway the Pope. 20% chance. It could be better. It could be worse. Is there anything that we can take care of here? We can declare another war on Malik al-Mundir, which I don't think we really want to. We're definitely not just going to barge right into the south there quite like that, no. To make Pope Clemens of the papacy more susceptible to my attempts at approaching him, I can include a compliment in my next missive to his court. I think we could potentially compliment his youthful vigor. There's a chance it would be well received. There's a chance it will not be. Let's see how it goes. It has been a source of joy for him. He cannot help but think that we might both benefit from increased communication. Excellent. Thank you, Pope. Will you give me money now? Oh, you will almost give me money. Please, Pope, please. I need that money. I need it desperately. I quite hope that we are successful in this. As a renowned trader approaches us, having heard rumors of the mighty stallion Valentif, and she offers her our services. All she asks for in return is small compensation. 20 coins. I mean, we are just trying to get this money from the Pope. Is 20 coins going to make a big difference? No, I think our stallion is enough as it is. We need to build up our treasury once again. We had a lot of money, but we no longer do. The weakness that has plagued my son since birth has finally released its hold on him. Sumar Lethi is now running around with all the other children. Good. And he's bossy. What kind of education focus will we give you? Maybe a stewardship education. Actually, no. I think both of our sons who are going to inherit titles will be warriors. I think that is how we want to raise our children. Previously leaderless, so the Muwaladi clergy have made Al-Mundir the new caliph. Caliph Al-Mundir ibn Al-Mundir of the Muwaladi Caliphate. Interesting. Very interesting. So this is a caliphate now. Well, that may give him a little bit extra prompting to join in holy wars, so we will have to consider that when we are considering what kind of wars we will be leading in the future. The Pope is not swayed, but will you give me money? Yes, he will give us money. Thank you, Pope. We will use this money for good. Finally, here we go. The Pope has given us money. Thank you, Pope. We are very grateful to you. We will use this money well. And one thing that I do want to use this money for is to call for a hunt. This is something that we need to do in our time off. We are a warrior, we are a rider, and leading a hunt seems like something that we will have a lot of interest in doing here in this time of relative peace. And we do have a new martial lifestyle. We can finally get the galleon trait now. If you are interested in seeing what this trait has to offer, it does give us extra prowess, extra martial, more prestige, and attraction opinion. All of those things are good. Bounding through the mountains, I am gaining on the flighty heart I have been chasing for hours. Just as I prepare to strike, I hear my marshal Count Sverker cry out in pain. He has fallen now and clutching at his leg. We could tend to him, or we could continue after the heart. Sverker, get back on your horse, man. We need you to continue here. We need to find this heart. The hunt cannot wait for one man. F's in the chat for our half-brother, Eirik here. That is a sad thing to see, that he has died by the drink, leaving his son Jarl Pudak in charge of Moesia. F's in the chat for him. Duke Pierre of Gascogne is facing a rebellion from Count Guillaume of Les Bordes and Count Aznar of Bigorre. We will obviously accept and join him in this. We have gained the trade of Novice Hunter as well. Let us raise our armies, raise them all here. We will join in this war. And send them in here. We will face. Oh, looks like the enemy does have a few troops. There is a bit to face here. There was a commotion among the children today. Makla was attempting to preach among her fellow youngsters and became the target of a small fight. Sir Carthy was furious that anyone could target someone attempting to speak on behalf of Christ, and he chased away the other children. We could give him the trait Zealous. We might look kindly upon that. Or we could make him brave. Brave just like his father. I think we would see that and say, son, you are a brave lad, charging in when you needed to, defending the weak and the innocent. Yes, I think we will give you the brave trait. Looks like we are going to engage the enemy here. And they run. They run from our warriors. Well, Sverker, let us see what you can do in this battle here. The enemy warriors stand no chance, just a small army here. Our knight Vigfus killed one of the enemies, as you can see, a few of them dead. Slain by Vigfus, slain by Vigfus, slain by Count Mandak. Our warriors getting plenty of kills and fighting honorably in this war. Let us continue on here, and we shall face the enemy army here in the mountains, or in the hills of yes, in the mountains. Indeed it is in the mountains, and it looks like they will not run fast enough. We will catch them here, and we will engage them in this battle. Sverker crushing the enemy army. They stand no chance against us. Kolik was wounded, however, by an enemy soldier. And there we go. A commoner of Slovene heritage has been accosted on the streets of Pamplona over some minor offense. By making a statement in their defense, I could perhaps convince Pope Clemens of the papacy, the equally Slovene, of my good character, but we might risk alienating some of our Nordvina peers. I mean, we've gotten what we wanted to out of the Pope, I think. I think we are... It is true. The Nordvina are of superior moral fiber. Wouldn't you agree? There we go. So, as you can see, this war is going to, this small civil war here, is going to continue, no doubt, in our favor. You're probably wondering, what is this vague plan I mentioned at the beginning of the episode for Vigfus? Well, this plan is to take our brother, tell him that he is an honorable man, he has fought for us well, and because he has done so, we are going to raise our armies. We are going to set sail back to the land of our home, to Biarmaland, and push his claim against King Ricolfir, this evil man, the son of our elder brother, we're going to push his claim on one condition. On the condition that he converts to Christianity, and we will put a good Christian ruler on the throne of Bjarmaland, and you will get to see that in the next episode. Until then, thank you very much for watching.